Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Homemade Texas, and it is today August 31st. It's a Sunday. Tomorrow is September 1st, 2025, and the brand new SB 541 will go into effect that allows cottage food operators to do a bunch of new things. But today we're going to be talking about the registration aspect. So there are 3 reasons you might want to register with DSHS. The first is if you want to get a unique license number to use on your labels instead of your home address. The second is if you intend to sell foods that require time and temperature control for safety, otherwise known as refrigeration. And the third is for what is called a cottage food vendor. That is for people who might own a retail store and they want to sell cottage food products that they did not make. All 3 of those registrations are done through this link. So this is brand new. DSHS worked really hard to get it ready by the September 1st deadline. It's a little bit clunky. It's not particularly intuitive, so I wanted to step you through it. So the first thing is, let's go to the website dshs.texas.gov/retail-food-establishments. And I'll drop that link in the description as well. On this page, we'll scroll down to the legislative updates portion, down past SB 541, and down here you'll see 2 links. One is for the registry, as if we were going to proceed with registering. The second one is the cottage food registration guidance document. So I'm so glad that they did this. It is really helpful and you do need it. So I would recommend keeping that open in one screen while you're working on the registration in another. And it does not open in its own tab unless you tell it to. So I'm going to right click and click Open in New Tab. And so here we can see this guide. It's very thorough and it has screenshots and it really does help. So we will keep that open while we go through this registration. And I've already registered myself personally, but I'm going to go through right up to the end with a dummy registration just so I can show you the process. So I'm going to click Texas DSHS Cottage Food Registry. At this point, you're going to want to register as a new user. So I'm going to say my first name is Jane, my last name is Doe. I'm going to put in my personal email, otherwise I'm not going to be able to log in here. And make up a user ID that is just fake. And I will set up some questions here. Oh, that says Jane Doe's. Doe. Okay. My mother's maiden name is Doe. All right. I am not a robot. So that's all you need to fill out on that page to register. So I'm going to preview that and confirm it. Okay, so now they're going to send a temporary password to my email address. So I will click return. And there's my email with my temporary password. And I will log in with Jane Doe Test and that password and sign in. Okay, I'm going to pick a new password. Okay, so this is where everyone is getting tripped up, and it's very understandable why, because we should be at this point on step 4 of the guidance document, because the email has been sent with our new password, and then it says we're supposed to be on this screen that says welcome to online quick start, and we're not. We are on a screen that looks like you have to put in your social security and date of birth in order to proceed. So the way that I've found around this on this page is to click main menu. Okay, and once you click on main menu, let's go back to the guidance document. You see right here where it says, what are you applying for? Choose board. So that's where we are now on step 5 for the choose board dropdown. So we're going to select retail food program, and then under application we're going to click new cottage food registration. Okay, so retail food program, new cottage food registration, and then click select next to that. All right, and so we will click next. Okay, you have to answer these questions pretty precisely as they're laid out in the document. So it needs to be no, yes, no, no. So no, yes, no, no. So now that matches. The only thing we're wanting to do here is attempting to register as a cottage food production operation or a cottage food vendor. Okay, organization name, I'm going to put Jane Doe's Bakery. You don't have to put in anything else here except your entity type, and so I'm just going to put a sole owner proprietorship here and click next. All right, you have to put in your address information here. So your street number, that's your house number, and then that's your street below it. And then your zip code, and Texas, of course. And then for your mailing address, if it's the same, you can just copy that from above. And then down here at the bottom, you put in your name again. Jane Doe, Jane Doe's Bakery. Okay, so next on that screen. Okay, so here is what you choose to register for. So if you are registering to be a cottage food vendor, so this is someone who's going to sell cottage foods in their establishment, you would click that. If you're registering to use your license number instead of your physical address on your labels, you choose the middle one. And if you want to produce and sell food that requires time and temperature control for safety, you would click that. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to click all 3 of them. Okay, submit date. I'm going to put today, although someone told me that they had to put September 1st or else it didn't work, but I did mine with the date and it worked. So I'm going to do 08/31/2025. So your product info is what you're selling. So this doesn't have to be exhaustive. You don't have to list everything you're selling. If you decide to add something new, you don't have to come back and update it. In fact, at this moment, you can't even come back and update it, but you will be able to later. So right now, I'm just going to put cheesecakes, and you do have to click the info active in order to continue. So I'll click next. And so here is just a review of everything that I have submitted so far with that address, my entity number, the submit date, my product info, and then I'm going to click submit. Okay, and so this is where I'm going to stop because this is where you have to swear or affirm that all information in this application is true and correct. And so you would click yes and then click submit. Once you click yes and submit, it will take you back to a page where you can view a PDF summary report button to get a report, but it's not going to have your number. Then you click return and that takes you back to the main menu. So on the top right corner, that's where you should see your license number. If you don't, you may have to log out and log back in to see it. So if you never see a license number here, or your license appears to be pending all weekend without a number, you can contact them during their normal working hours, and for us that would be Tuesday morning because Monday is Labor Day, a holiday. And I'm going to go back to that retail food establishments page to show you how you can contact them. So their contact information is right there past those two links. Food establishments at dshs.texas.gov or 512-834-6753. So that's the registration process for getting up and going with getting your home address off your labels, becoming a cottage food vendor, or selling refrigerated foods. I hope that this overview has helped a little bit getting through that kind of confusing registration system. But as you can see, it only took a few minutes and then you're good to go. Thank you so much. Good luck, everybody.